Despite challenges in 2024, WA's retail sector has remained resilient, outperforming national trends. So as a way to close off the year, let's dive into the numbers and see what they reveal about WA's commercial real estate market, particularly in the retail sector in 2024. So the first key trend is that retail turnover growth in WA was strong. WA's retail turnover grew by 3.2% year on year to September 2024, far outpacing the national average of 1.8%. This reflects the state's solid economic base and strong population growth of 2.8% annually. So while retail vacancy rates rose slightly to 8.6%, up 0.2% year on year, driven by closures of underperforming sub-regional stores, neighbourhood centres bucked the trend, with fashion retailers and food operators securing high-profile spaces in the Perth CBD and well-located suburban hubs. The second key trend is that neighbourhood centres offered a good level of security compared to their bigger alternatives. So rents in Perth's neighbourhood centres stabilised in 2024 after a few years of very strong growth, averaging $720 per square metre. Rent growth of 0.4% year on year reflects cautious optimism as landlords focus on tenant retention and long-term stability after the recent rental growth during COVID. So we saw yields for neighbourhood centres maintain at around 6%, which is relatively tight in our high interest rate environment, but has remained stable. Investors recognise the resilience of these assets, driven by steady foot traffic and demand from essential service providers to everyday Australians, and thus pricing them sharper than their bigger alternatives, which are sitting between 6.25 to 6.75%. The third key trend is that supply was seriously constrained. So WA's retail supply in 2024 fell below average, with CBRE and JLL applying different metrics but coming to between 12 to 20,000 square metres of new completions, a stark contrast to the 10-year average of 74,000 square metres, with elevated construction costs and labour shortages being the main culprits. So approximately 53,000 of retail space is in approval stage, but challenges in labour and material costs may slow delivery of that. So to that point, there was only one new major supermarket opened within 15 kilometres of Perth CBD in 2024, being Coles Local in Shenton Park. We have, however, just seen the start of construction of Woolworths Nedlands, which will be a welcome addition to the western suburbs, and there's likely to be more start construction next year. So we've seen a buoyant year for retail property, and due to the supply constraints and population growth, I expect that to continue into the new year.